Hello. So we have the end to do now. So, okay. So hopefully you have gotten this to a length that you feel comfortable. Like I said, you could have it a little longer if you want, a little shorter. It doesn't really matter. This is just to get you guys used to knitting anyway. So, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to knit all the way through. And then when we're on the wrong side, we're going to knit all the way through again to create the little border. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So like we've always been doing, slipping the first stitch and then knitting the rest. And I hope that this has been a fun experience for everybody. I absolutely love these little projects like this because you feel like you've accomplished something so quickly by just doing something little. That's one of the reasons why I also like beanies too, though it takes 2 to 4 days to make them sometimes. It's neat because you get them done relatively quickly. I haven't made a sweater or anything yet, so I don't know how that how that would go. But yeah, so we're just gonna knit this all the way through, like I said. And the only reason why I'm showing you this whole process is because I want to show you guys how to cast off at the end. So I figure I might as well just go through the whole thing with you guys because it won't take all that long. And casting off is way easier than casting on. So let's see, almost there. Okay. And I hope, okay, so wait, before I say that, we're going to now do the wrong sides. This is normally the wrong side. This is normally, as you can see, the purl side. But we're going to just knit it and it'll help create the border. Now, if, as we're making this, if you start, kind of looking at it and you're like, I wish that border was bigger, then you can undo this whole thing if you want. Or you can, make another one because, you should have plenty of yarn left over to do that. So if you go ahead and make another one, then you can add, make the border larger, do another 2 rows of it or something. And the same is true too with the sides. So the side borders are because we're knitting those, essentially knitting 3 stitches, though we're really slipping 1, knitting 2. But that process, it makes it look different in the front. So if you wanted to, you could do that. Just make it bigger or make it smaller if you want to just do, slip 1 and that's it. Or you can slip 1, knit 1, however you want to do it. But that's what's fun about this, is you could just kind of make it however you want to. You can also, do a row that's in the middle that you knit on the wrong side, which causes a stripe in it. You could kind of taper that and do a bunch of stripes and, whatever you want to do. It's kind of a loosey-goosey, as it were. So, okay, so we're almost to the end here. And I hope you guys, comment in my post if this was if this helped, if this is a good video, if these videos have been good, if they make sense, if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm happy to do like a live or something where we can all kind of chat. But I like doing this. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. So yeah, normally I probably would do another row of knitting and then another row of knitting just to kind of give it a bigger border, but just to save time, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to end it now. But it's just a little simple dishcloth. It doesn't have to be super fancy. So, it's completely up to you guys. So I'm going to show you now how to cast off. So this is a real simple process. So you go ahead and you slip the first stitch as usual, knit the second stitch, and then you're going to grab that first stitch and we're going to slip it over. And there's 1. Now you knit the next one, slip it over, too. And that's what you do. You just do that the whole way through until you're at the very end. And so I will go through this whole one just so I can show you guys that last step too. So yeah, it's pretty easy to do. And if you, I mean, you can make that as taut as you want as well. If you want to pull it nice and tight from here, you absolutely can. Whatever works best for you guys. That's also a neat part about knitting is it is very, you know, you can make it your own style, and you know, the gauge, the way that the amount, how tight you knit, how loose you knit, it's very personal. And it's, you know, there are some projects you learn that, oh, it's better to knit a little looser than normal, and, you know, or a little tighter. So, it is neat, and it's always learning. And I found too, like I said in the beginning about how I have to kind of hold the yarn kind of tightly, though I have to do that, I have noticed that my grooming, that my hands are stronger than they've been in a long time. And I have a lot more stamina for like brushing and doing scissoring, things that I don't normally my hands would kind of get fatigued quickly. And having knit as much as I do, I find that everything is a lot stronger. So that's another bonus is, you know, if you're a person who has to use a keyboard a lot, or, you know, you do hair, or you know, anything that has to do with your hands, it's a good exercise to keep them strong, I've found. So we're almost there. And yeah, you can make so many of these out of the amount of yarn you're going to have. And, you know, this is a great stepping off point so that you guys can see, you know, how you like it. And then if you want, you could do the same thing, but make a scarf. And so maybe if you want to make a scarf that's the same style, instead of 30, you know, stitches that you cast on 15, make it skinny, you know, then you can do that. And typically in most scarves, you just knit the whole way. So even on the wrong side, you knit. And when you do that, by the way, it won't roll in on itself. That's a good way to also make it not roll in on itself. But I don't like the way it looks as much. I like the straight knit. And in this instance, I like it because it also shows you the right side and the wrong side. So if you're using this to clean or do something, you'll know like, oh, this was the side that you know, this was the dirty side and this is the clean side, or, you know, whatever. So, okay, so we're now at the end. As you can see, it closed it up real nicely. And so I'm going to just pull this up a little bit so you can see, you know, there's that. And I'm just going to grab my scissors really quick. Should have had that ready, sorry. And, okay, so from here, I'm going to take a lot of string because I'm going to do something a little different that I'm going to do in another video. But I'm going to just take a bunch of the yarn and I'm going to cut it from there. So I gave myself a long leftover. So then, I hope you can see this okay. It's kind of dark, sorry. It's still kind of early in the morning. So, you know, just pull it through. Just make a knot. And you've finished. So, if you want to, you can just call it a day and you're done. And that's the end of that. And what you would do with this tail, if you have a needle, like a sewing needle or a tapestry needle, which are those big plastic ones, you can, you know, put it through here, and then you can use the needle to kind of weave it back in here, or you could use the needle to weave it through and make like back in the back corner and make like a little knot. And you do the same for this other hangy part. Or if you're just going to use this for, you know, whatever, and you don't care, you don't have to do anything with those things if you don't want to. What I like to do, because of the purpose that I've been using these for, I like to make a what would you call that? A thing so you could hook it onto something, a loop. And so if you want to, you could just keep this yarn and just make a knot, you know, tie it maybe, you know, especially because this is kind of spread apart, so you could see like tie it through here and just make a little knot. What I do, I actually crochet a loop. And so it gives it like a nice braided kind of look. So that'll be the next video I do. I didn't want to force anybody to do that side of it, you know, make you watch it all the way through to see that. So I will make another video that's super simple and short about crocheting, you know, a little braided bit. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think, like I said, and also do tell me, you know, how the process went. Share pictures. I want to see, you know, you guys doing it. I think it's so fun, and I hope, you know, during these difficult times that this helps you guys relax. And like I said as well in my post, that if you enjoy this, then maybe we can move on to another project. And if you wanted, you know, maybe the next one we could do would actually be a headband, those fun braided headbands. So you can do a little bit of cabling. Ooh. All right. See you later, guys.